There we go. All right, and now I'm going to share my screen. How are we doing? Everyone can see? Wonderful. All right. Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Malia Wambold, if we haven't met before. I'm super excited to be sharing this event. Christian and I are calling it Plant-Based Possibilities, simple ways that you can get more plants into your daily routine, which is so, so important in a way that we ourselves have incorporated into our daily routine. So one thing I want to say before we get started, since we're on Zoom, we still want to have this be something where you feel like you can be asking questions. So please feel free to utilize the chat feature at the bottom. If you have any questions at all during, our presentation, feel free to type them in. Or if you have anything that you want to just say like, wow, interesting, I don't know, whatever you want, just feel free to use that chat feature and we will answer any questions that you have. Okay, here we go. So inspiring healthy living, learn how making one simple change can make a world of difference. Let me just quickly, sometimes my cursor doesn't work very well. Here we go. So first of all, we are unhealthy here this day and age. So we can look at this list and we see 1 in 4 people will die of heart disease. 1 in 2 women and 1 in 3 men will develop cancer. 1 in 3 will have diabetes by 2050, and 1 in 5 children is obese. So I think we can look at this list and all of us can kind of see even multiple people that we may know who are dealing with these different diseases, right? It's a very, very commonplace. And just because it's common does not mean that it is normal. So our children are more harmed by poor diet than by exposure to drugs, alcohol, and tobacco combined. So pretty scary stuff. So why is that? Well, one, environmental toxins are increasing. We look at this picture, we see pollution. We have contaminants in our water, in our tap water, even in some of the filtered water. Pesticides, prescriptions, over-the-counter drugs, chemicals, skincare products, and our hair care products have chemicals that are absorbed into our skin. And then we have plastics as well that get into our foods. So we have our environmental toxins increasing, but then we also have our food quality that is decreasing. So more than 50% of what Americans eat is processed. And we're not just talking about going to, the fast food restaurants. We are talking about the food that we're finding in our grocery stores where we feel like this is where our food is supposed to be, right? So in those shelves, we will find lots of things that are contributing to disease and just making our bodies sicker and sicker on a daily basis, slow and surely. So things like preservatives, GMOs, just less nutrition, trans fats, artificial colors, toxic fats that are just horrible for us, emulsifiers, all sorts of things. So broccoli could lose 50 to 80% of key nutrients before we even purchase it. So that's scary. We have our environmental toxins increasing, and then our food quality is decreasing. And then the nutrients from our food really helps us to combat toxins in the first place. So what can we do then to be healthier? Well, in our community, we like to focus on bringing it back to the basics, the God-given things that help to recharge our body and make us healthy. So things like exercise, sleeping 7 to 8 hours, managing stress, which is so, so huge. It's connected to so many different things like digestion and all sorts of things that keep us vibrant and healthy. Drinking water, proper hydration, using safer products so that we're not getting more toxins into our system, and then eating real food, which is what we are going to cover and talk about tonight. So Christian, on to you.
Yes, thank you. So yeah, just like Malia said, obviously we're going to be focused on fruits and vegetables tonight. And I love that because I feel like fruits and vegetables are the most underrated or underestimated powerful tool for our bodies. And it's just because in our culture, we just don't know what we don't know. But there are thousands upon thousands of research studies showing that experts can agree that most diseases, I think they say 75 to 80% of diseases are actually preventable if we had better nutrition. So you can go ahead, move on, Malia. Okay, so this is why, and I want to explain this. I love explaining this to people. This is where the light bulb went off for me, is the bad news is oxidative stress is what causes aging and disease. Oxidative stress is happening whether we want it to or not. It's because we are living, breathing human beings. And there's lots of things that can cause that. Just breathing in oxygen, toxins that Malia was talking about. Good things can cause oxidative stress, like exercise or pregnancy. And the more oxidation, aging, and disease our body is under, the more antioxidants we need. So that's the good news, is that those antioxidants in fruits and vegetables are actually what help protect our cells from the oxidative stress. And my favorite example is the apple, right? We cut it open an apple. It's now exposed to the oxygen. And what does it start to do? The aging and disease process of that apple is initiated because it's exposed to the air. So if we're going to cut up some apples and go to a baby shower, or need, our kids don't like them turning brown, what can we put on the apple to make them look fresh longer? We can put lemon juice, right? Because lemon juice is a powerful antioxidant. So it doesn't stop the aging and disease process of that apple, but it definitely slows it down. And so that's what fruits and vegetables do into our body. Just so cool. I love that. So that's why we're so passionate, is that the news isn't that fruits and vegetables are good for us. They're so good for us that they can save our lives. And I am a nurse. I've been a nurse for the last 10 years. And that is one concept that I never knew until I kind of engulfed myself into this community. And so most people say, okay, great. That's all wonderful. But how many fruits and vegetables do we truly need to be eating every day? And the answer is 7 to 13. To just neutralize our everyday living. So if you're an athlete, or you work out a lot, or you're pregnant, or you're trying to become pregnant, or you're postpartum breastfeeding, your body is then on that next level, and we need to be eating even more. And so it used to be the 5 a day. Why so many more now? A couple different reasons. Really, the biggest is our produce is actually picked before the nutrients develop in that plant. 70 to 80% of a plant's nutrient content actually develops in the last 2 to 3 days on the vine. And because we don't grow our own food as much anymore, it's transported thousands of miles. They have to pick that produce early, or it would be rotten before it got to our shelves. And so it's lacking so much nutrients, hence the broccoli Malia mentioned earlier. And then the reality is 90% of Americans just don't eat enough, because we're just very busy. We're in the rat race, whether you're a mom or in the corporate world working a lot. We just go more for, myself included, the convenience foods a lot of the time. And maybe you are someone who you really are intentional with your health and you eat lots of fruits and vegetables, but maybe you lack the variety, right? Because we also need to be eating the number of servings, but also of the color of the rainbow, because every single color of plant has its own special job for our body. And so keep going, Malia. And so most of us know that we're lacking. And we all try to figure out, okay, how do I fill these gaps? And so that's why 70% of Americans turn to multivitamins, right? Like I grew up on the Flintstones because my mom was told by, my pediatrician, you need to be bridging the gap. We're not getting enough of what we need. But I want to talk really quick on why multivitamins are not the answer. Similarly, if you'll click over here to the left is a multivitamin, and on the back of a multivitamin bottle, you'll see supplement facts, and it'll have anywhere from 35 to 50 nutrients that we have deemed important for our health, that have then been made in a lab at mega dose so that our body can get something of that nutrient, right? But then, Malia, if you click over here in one apple, there are over 10,000 phytonutrients or plant nutrients that actually were designed, number one, for our bodies, but number two, they need all their buddies because they all work in synergistically together to create more of an impact with a lot less, but more impact. And also research is showing us over and over again that actually isolated vitamins are doing more harm than good on our bodies. It's causing more oxidation because our body has to process and digest. It's hard on our kidneys and our livers in trying to detoxify that excess.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Okay, so moving on, just as a heads up, if you just joined in, feel free to ask questions in the chat if you have any questions, and we will cover those too. So Christian, back to you.
Thank you. So I don't know some of you guys, and nice to meet you guys. Thank y'all for joining us. For those of y'all who don't know me, My name is Christian Stallings. I'm a mom of 3 boys. I have been a nurse for the last 10 years, and my journey started really when I was young. I have struggled with autoimmune my entire life since the age of 3, diagnosed with asthma, eczema, and allergies. And if it is out there to treat it, I did it. Steroid creams, allergy shots, inhalers, had my tonsils removed, the antibiotic cycle, and into adulthood. I still found myself frustrated, even into as working as a nurse, because I was postpartum, and that was when my body really kind of came to a halt of I'm not healing postpartum. My eczema was out of control and was truly impacting the way I was even able to take care of my new baby at the time. And so because I was a mom and I was, again, all of a sudden aware of what I was putting on or in my body, because I now had a new baby I was taking care of and nursing, I just said, I'm not doing any more medications or prescriptions. I've been there, done that, and it forced me into, okay, how do I heal autoimmune from the inside out? So I really started becoming my own health advocate and doing my own research, and everything pointed back to fruits and vegetables. Like, flood your body with as many fruits and vegetables. Most places recommended juicing, but that was a hard stop for me because I was already overwhelmed, brand new mom, didn't even own a juicer. And that was when someone shared a simple way to flood my body with 30 fruits and vegetables. And immediately I said yes, because I said, it's like juicing done for me. It made sense. It was simple. It was supported by clinical research that was like music to my ears as a nurse. And within a few weeks, I noticed I just didn't need to nap with my baby in the morning, in the evening, or in the afternoons anymore. I just had this more sustained energy. I was craving more fruits and vegetables, craving more water. But really, 1 year in, all of my eczema and asthma symptoms stopped. So those medications got to stop. And then 3 years in, an anaphylactic allergy I've had to treat nuts my entire life. I've been hospitalized for almond exposure 5 different times. I now eat almonds and drink almond milk every day. And so it was these light bulbs that went off of oh my gosh, there is such incredible impact between nutrition and disease. And why are we not talking about this? And I could go on and on to tell you about how it has impacted my pregnancies and my husband and my children. But really what I love to tell people is the biggest thing for me is it's just become our family safety net. We by no means are perfect. Our health journey started 7 years ago, and it was one little thing at a time. And in that season of my life, all I could do was eat some plant powders every single day, and I knew that was giving us this beautiful foundation that then I could just begin taking my time to build upon. So Malia, I'll throw it over to you to share your story.
Yes. Okay. So my health, about 4 years ago, my health was good, but I knew it could be better. And I knew that included eating 9 to 13 servings, fruits and vegetables every day, having the variety like we have been talking about. I actually studied nutrition, so I knew that very well in my brain, but it's much harder to do that in practice. So when I heard about a simple way to flood your body with fruits and vegetables every day, 30 different fruits, veggies, and berries, it just made sense to me and gave me a lot of peace of mind. I really wanted to do well by me and my husband. So before I found the plant powders, I tried to get us some random multivitamins at a health shop, and we started taking those, and I developed terrible stomach pain and just never felt peace about it. But I really had that heart and that desire to really bridge the gap and make sure that we were being safe and protecting our body and giving our body the fuel that it needed. So the fruits and vegetables made sense to me and just gave me such peace of mind, that we were going to be flooding our body with something that our body would recognize, right? So just thinking of it as a form of insurance rather than expecting some sort of outcome, we were really pleasantly surprised when within a couple of weeks, we noticed just better baseline energy. Both of us were like, do you feel pretty good? Just feeling just that better baseline energy. Then about a couple of months in from taking it, I had been someone who I talk about dealing with chronic just malaise, just always on a weekly basis, just exhaustion, nausea, headaches, just not feeling good on just a weekly basis. I would just come home time after time and just be like, I'm exhausted. I have a headache. I'm nauseous. So a couple of months in, I noticed that wasn't happening anymore. So I was like, okay, this is really nice, so we'll keep up with the routine, right? And And then about 5 months in, I had taken a before picture of my skin because, after getting off of birth control and, in college with all sorts of stress, my body just kind of went into chaos. And I was dealing with breakouts all the time, just adult onset acne, hormonal related, deep cystic painful acne, tried a bunch of things, tried cutting things out of my diet. And I was really having a hard time with it. So about month 5 was when I woke up one morning and I'm like, whoa, my skin is looking really kind of nice. And I took an after picture and had noticed that my skin quality and texture was completely different and my acne had cleared. So, for us, we have, again, like Christian said, it was that one simple change that we made that really made such a huge difference for us. And, since taking it, we just still view it as just our form of insurance. We're flooding our body with great nutrition every day, and it just gives us that peace of mind. And now we just love sharing it with other people because we feel like if it could help us, then surely it can help someone else. So we love it. And now I'm going to just share my screen again. Here we go. Okay, so what is this fun, simple change that we're talking about? Well, it is called Juice Plus. So Juice Plus adds the nutrition from over 30 fruits, vegetables, and berries to your diet very, very simply. So the whole foods are harvested at the peak of ripeness. So the nutrition is intact, just like Christian was just talking about. We want to make sure that that the produce can vine ripen. So all of that nutrition can have time to develop. And then the produce is going to be pulverized, not juiced, and then dried into powders at low temperatures to preserve all of the nutrition. Then the plant powders are put into capsules or delicious chewables. Even the capsules are made of plants, which is wonderful. And then we also have a full spectrum omega blend, or healthy fats, which uses omega rich algae, berries, and seeds instead of fish. So this is this one simple change. You can see this beautiful visual. I want to encourage you all right now, and maybe you can put this in the chat. Think about yesterday or even today, because we're at the end of the day. Take a look at this picture and count how many of these you had today. And maybe put it in the chat if you feel comfortable, how many you had today. And then even think about yesterday. And if you have to estimate, go ahead. For me, I don't know. I've only had a few of these. And then if you just think about on a regular basis, because sometimes we might look at this picture and say, oh, I like a lot of these things, but it can be really, really hard to get that sort of variety and color on a daily basis, right? So this is that peace of mind. And if you think about that picture too, that we we're talking about with the apple, with the 10,000 nutrients in it, and you see that apple at the top left corner there, think about that apple and then times the rest of these fruits and veggies, just what we are doing for our body. We're giving our body such a beautiful gift every single day by providing it with these micronutrients every single day. And then we have our plant-based omegas, which are absolute rock stars. They're omega fatty acids that support a broad array of health benefits, especially for our heart, our brain, joints, skins, and eyes. Very important for inflammation, our inflammatory processes. And these are 100% plant-based. So they're pure and sustainable, full spectrum omegas. They're cold pressed to preserve the fragile fats. And they are also vegan capsules. So the capsules are also made from plants.
Yes. Okay. And the Complete, which is a family favorite of mine. We literally could not live a day without it. It's a staple in our kitchen. It's our vegan Complete shake mix. It's non-GMO, gluten-free, dairy-free. We're a dairy-free family, so this was amazing for us. 13 grams of protein, 8 grams of fiber. This adds an additional 15 different plants to our day. So I always joke with people because I have one kid who eats everything, but is more the one to catch all the germs, and another kid who eats nothing, but somehow stays sane. But literally, it doesn't matter what they eat every day, because between a shake and their capsules, they get like 45 different plants in. I don't even have to think about it, stress about it. And so this is our afternoon snack. So between lunch and dinner, when we're getting hangry, but I don't want to ruin their dinner, we make a smoothie every single afternoon. We use this in our pancakes in the morning or in our, overnight oats. There's a whole recipe book all around the Complete. And so this for us, for me, postpartum and pregnancy, was also just a great additional nutritious meal throughout our day. And it comes in chocolate or vanilla. Okay, so you can see our company and our mission is very simple, very powerful and streamlined, because we simply just want to provide a simple way to bridge the gap between what we may eat on that picture on the left. Malia and I were joking because sometimes we feel like these two pictures are so extreme, like really for my family, it's just this beautiful 80-20 balance. But then I was thinking, Malia, like, when Jordan and I first got married, we probably were pretty close to the picture on the left, because we just were not conscious aware, health conscious. We were not intentional with our health when we first got married. And now obviously I am, and I'm a mom, and I'm pouring into my children in that way. But again, this is just our safety net, a way to bridge the gap between what we should eat and what we are eating every single day. And so being a nurse, especially, everyone is always saying, I feel like health and wellness right now is so popular, and it's kind of like the wild, wild west of like, what do you take? What do you trust? All the things. And this is what I truly love so much about the Juice Plus company, is just their mission to be just experts in their field when it comes to what they're providing. And so why is Juice Plus unique? Well, number one, it's food. It's actually not a multivitamin. So remember back on that picture with the apple, the vitamin had a supplement facts label. Well, if you look on the back of your Juice Plus bottles, it's going to say nutrition facts. So it has a food label, just like a bag of carrots would, that you would buy in the grocery store. Obviously all non-GMO ingredients, vegan, kosher, dairy-free, gluten-free. But number two, it's NSF certified. So what does that mean? NSF is a third-party company that comes in to test the produce from the farm to the capsule, to make sure that what is on the bottle, on the label of the bottle, is actually in the product and nothing else. So no fillers or anything like that. There's no banned or harmful substances. So for me, recommending it for moms who are trying to conceive or carry their babies, I know that with NSF, it's going to be free of herbicides, pesticides, mold, yeast, heavy metals, things that could be detrimental, right? And then NSF is also, it can come sports certified, which allows professional athletes to take it. So even Olympians who have very, very strict things on what they can take are eating our Juice Plus capsules, which is so cool. And then number three, when Juice Plus was shared with me, again, it spoke right to my nursing heart, because I had a whole semester on research. It's actually, Juice Plus is the most researched brand name nutritional product in the entire world, with over now 40 peer-reviewed published clinical studies on showing what it does in our body. And so you will hear us say all the time, we by no means make claims about Juice Plus treating or curing any specific diseases. It is just simply healthful plant-based nutrition that's been highly concentrated to deliver a powerful nutritional punch. And we know what it can do in the body because of the research. But I always tell people, it's not that Juice Plus is this magical pill. Plants are, right? Like the Lord put plants on this body, plants on this earth for our bodies to work and to heal them in the way he intended to. So that's the cool thing, is they just provided that in a simple tool for us. So if you look at this list really quick, these are all the major universities and health institutions that have done research over the last 26 years on Juice Plus with humans, eating the capsules, taking blood work, and looking at key markers. So it's the gold standard, is what we would call in the medical field of research, which is the highest you can achieve. So cool. And these are some of the things that Juice Plus has been proven to do in the body. Is number one, that it's the last one absorbed by the body, that it's bioavailable. Don't you, like I always say, if I'm going to take something, I want to know that I'm using it, that my body is utilizing it. And that's one thing that multivitamins have not been proven to do. They are not bioavailable. Your body is not going to use all them. But some other things is it supports cardiovascular wellness, decreases inflammation, improves quality of life, supports healthy cholesterol, triglycerides, lung function, skin and gums, like Malia, her story, supports a healthy immune system like mine, maintains healthy DNA. And I love that one because that is conception, right? We get to support and maintain healthy DNA for these growing babies in our bodies. And I know that speaks true to me for two of my babies being Juice Plus babies, reducing that oxidative stress like we talked about with the apple. And Dr. Richard Du Bois is one of my favorite doctors of all time. And I love this quote that he says is, there is nothing else available any place in the world with or without a prescription that has been clinically proven to do what Juice Plus has been proven to do in the body. So just really, really neat. We have a program called the Healthy Starts for Families program. My boys are enrolled in it. And really, this was a program that the company brought together to help families get more plants into their bodies. And so with the Healthy Starts for Families program, any child who's 4 all the way through full-time college students can actually get free Juice Plus for themselves with a sponsoring adult. And then all they do is fill out surveys on what are you experiencing, over the course of a year? How are you noticing differences in your children or your family as you guys are joining this mission together? So you can see some of these statistics of what people have reported back of missing fewer school days, less over-the-counter prescription medications, eating more fruits and vegetables, craving more water, going to the doctor less. And I know me being a mom, like I will take every single one of those to have less of, when you have a kiddo. So I just love that program. It's really, really special.
Yes, absolutely. And so another really special thing is the Tower Garden, which is absolutely the future of growing. So you can grow your own produce either outside on a patio, or you can bring it inside and grow indoors all year round. So I have a Tower Garden. It is near and dear to my heart. I bring it outside during the summer, inside during the winter. Being in Massachusetts definitely gets very cold. It's nice to have something living inside during the winter. And it uses 98% less water, 90% less space, 30% more yield. It's 3 times faster, and it's safe and nutritious. So you can see here, there's this little bin at the bottom. That is where the water is. And you put in some minerals in there too. And then there's a pump that comes up at to the top of the tower. And then the water and minerals rain down on the root system. So there's no soil. It's so easy. Everything is on a timer. And all you have to really focus on is harvesting your delicious greens. So we love the Tower Garden. And then there are a couple other resources within the Juice Plus community. It's all about just healthy, simple ways, one step at a time, that we can just continue to build on our health and make it fun for ourselves and for our family and friends. One of those other things is the Shred 10, and Shred 10 is 10 days to shred the habits that are not serving your body. So I love this as a nutritionist. I think it's great every now and then to do a Shred 10 to just kind of focus in, sharpen your sword, right? Focusing on adding in more whole foods and just loving on our body so that we can just kind of give ourselves that little jump start, just focusing with friends for 10 days on our health, which is wonderful. And with that, you have it. This is free for Juice Plus customers. And we have cookbooks, shred guide. We have, just our groups that we create together, support. It's super fun. I'm just going to skip this. And then we have some other resources for healthy living, personalized support, fun live health events like this one. We also have different cookbooks. So not just the Shred cookbook, but they come out with seasonal cookbooks, which is amazing, for free. And lots of great educational tools so we can still continue to build on our health journey and our health knowledge. So Christian, are we back to you now? Yeah.
Yes. And we're going to wrap it up. These are the last few things. And so this is what I love to share the most, is that Juice Plus is so affordable. And I'm always reminded when I think about this, because when you're able to flood your body with 30 different fruits, veggies, and berries for $2.50 a day, I think to myself, every time I go into Whole Foods, I never buy their organic apples, because one organic apple is $1. And I'm always like mind blown of like one apple is $1. Praise the Lord for my Juice Plus, because I get 30 fruits, veggies, and berries for $2.50 a day. Again, your kiddos can get this for free if they are the ages of 4 to 18. Any child less than 4, they can even start on the capsules at 6 months old, can eat them. They would just have their own little product. The Complete is about a $2 meal. I was joking with Malia again earlier today of like, oh my gosh, I even go to Chick-fil-A and I'm like, one meal for my sandwich and fries and drink is $9. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I should have just stayed home and had my Complete shake, because we love it so much and it is so filling and nutritious. And then our omegas are $1 a day. And so I love telling people, like for us in the beginning, we just fit this into our grocery budget, because I just said, okay, where is, roughly $10 a week of groceries that are not serving my body that I can leave at the grocery store to plug this easily into our grocery budget. And then not knowing over time, when I got to say bye to my inhalers and my prescriptions, it became part of our medical expenses because we weren't paying into sick care anymore. We were truly just giving back into prevention, but having better quality of life. So we love sharing that Juice Plus is so affordable. For you and your family.
I love that. That was such a great way to put that. I just love that.
Good.
Okay, continue.
Go ahead, next slide. Okay, so as we wrap this up, first of all, we want to say thank y'all so much for tuning in and listening. It means so much. We know that life is so busy and that taking 30 minutes out of your night to like join in and listen is huge. So we don't take that lightly. We appreciate it so much. And we just love to tell people there are 3 different ways to get started if any of this is resonating for you. And if not, maybe right now that you're thinking, oh, Juice Plus just isn't the right fit for me. Please let us still get some of our resources to you. We have actually an amazing summer cookbook that just came out of all these fun summer treats for you and your kids to do. So we can, if this is not a yes for you right now, we can definitely get you some of those cookbooks that you can begin utilizing to just start getting more plants into your body, because that's our mission, is to inspire healthy living. But maybe you're sitting here like, yes, this sounds amazing. I need something easy in my life. I need to bridge the gap. So option number 1 is you can just become one of our Juice Plus customers, and we get the incredible responsibility of being your health advocate. And I always know, like, the more health advocates I have in my corner, the more people I'm surrounding myself with, the better I do, the more intentional I am for myself and my family. Option number 2 is you can join our Healthy Starts for Families program. And maybe you have a child who's 4 or older and you're ready to get them jump started. I will tell, we right now are on a chewable shortage. There has been high demand for our chewables. And I think a lot of families right now, especially with our last year in 2020, are just really trying to focus on strengthening their immune systems as much as possible going into our next cold and flu season. And I always love to remind my families, like, our immune systems for the next cold and flu season are built in the summer. But our chewables right now are on back order. And I always tell people, like, that's okay. Again, kiddos like my babies started on the capsules at 6 months old, and you can open up those capsules with just your own order into smoothies. You can open up, we call it rainbow applesauce. So we just open up our plant powders into applesauce, and the boys love that it changes colors based on what capsule it is. We have lots of different ideas and tips and tricks that we can help get you plugged in until our chewables come back. And then option number 3 is what Malia and I did. Malia did it right from the get-go. I was a customer for a year, and honestly, it was like, how do I know about this information and not share it? And maybe you're sitting there thinking like, oh, I know my mom needs this, or my sister, or my best friend, or a mom who's struggling with a chronically sick kid who is, every single month in the doctor's office. If that's you, and you are really just looking for community or people to like partner with to jumpstart your own health, then maybe option number 3 would be a great thing for you. Typically it's only $52 a year to be a part of our community and to be your own customer. But right now during the summer, we are doing a blitz, and it is free to join our community. There is no cost to you. The only thing that you are contributing to is your own family's Juice Plus products. So if that is something that you want to learn more about, feel free to comment in the message box, and Malia and I will get some information to you, because we are going to have another event very similar to this coming Thursday, but it's going to be all just really focused on our community. And who are we? What is our mission in this life? How do we share this incredible gift to other people? Because it can make me cry. I think back to 7 years ago. If someone had not shared the Simple Nutrition for me, my children would not be in the place that they are now. My pregnancies would not have been, my postpartum, like all of it. And so nutrition is a gift. Juice Plus is a beautiful gift because it's a beautiful, simple tool. And we would love to just share more about that. So you guys just please keep us posted, or whoever invited you can get you more information. And I'm going to stop talking, but I just want to say thank you guys so much for just tuning in. And Malia, I'll turn it back over to you if you have anything else you want to add and close this out.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for coming tonight. And I'm just quickly looking at the chat. Yes, so 4 servings. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, great. And then if anyone is interested in the third option, definitely reach out to us. Or if you have more questions about Juice Plus, reach out to us. We are happy to just communicate one-on-one with you and chat about that. But we just, again, want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. We just are grateful for all of you, and we hope hope you have a fabulous evening. So thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.